You're now tuned into Power Plays the Podcast.
All right. Okay.
Yo, what up? You now tuned into
Power Plays the Podcast.
I'm Giovanni Parker, aka Gio.
And I'm Veronique Manga, aka Miss V.
Okay, and this is a podcast about real estate.
Yes,
when we say real estate, we don't just mean real estate as in getting you to buy something.
Yeah.
Even though that'd be nice too.
But it's pretty much a conversation on how to build wealth through real estate. So during this podcast and episodes after, we'll have different guests on here that will talk about how they built wealth through real estate through either wholesaling, being landlords, mobile homes, so many different types of things. And even today, Mr. Parker is going to talk about how he is building wealth through real estate.
Yeah, that's me. I'm going to do my best to let you know.
Yeah.
You know, the ins and outs or the tricks that I know or the methods or avenues that I've used to basically, you know, build generational wealth, not just wealth, you know?
Yeah. So how'd you become an agent?
I became an agent actually through a dream. In high school, I never wanted to go to college. Let's start there. I wasn't a knucklehead or class clown per se, but I really didn't. I didn't really like the whole notion of having to pay somebody like what $50,000 to go to school.
Boy,
50,000 plus to go to school. Right, and you've never seen 50,000 in your life in high school. At least some of us, right? You've never seen 50,000. You might not have even seen 10,000 at once in your life in high school, depending. So for me, I always thought, you know, that wasn't the avenue for me. I ended up going to college. You know, we'll talk about that later. But in high school, I wanted to be a real estate agent because of my stepmother, who is one of the top producing agents in our area still to this day. And yeah, she kind of inspired me to go this route.
Okay, cool.
No. How did you become an agent?
Right. Real estate. So actually, I started getting my license when I lived in California about 2 years ago. And someone was just like, you'd be great as a real estate agent. And I was like, ugh. Why would you say that? Like, I don't want to talk to people. Right. But I live in California. Right. Then price points are like $500,000 and above. So I hated my job. And I was like, okay, let me start studying for it. But then I ended up moving back to Maryland. And I was like, you know what? Let me continue on this route. So I went to work. So I still work full time, but I went to work and I realized that, you know, a lot of people, they fall into that American dream myth. Like, okay, you go to college, you get a job, and then you work 40 hours a week, and then you only have 2 days off. And I was like, this is ridiculous. I hate asking for time off. I like to travel. So going the real estate route, I knew it would be tough in the beginning building my business, but I knew that it would give me the type of life that I wanted. So I like traveling. I want to be able to travel. I want to be able to wake up when I feel like it. And at the time I was working 6:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. That was not cute. So like, that was not cute. 12-hour shifts are not the wave. So I studied and got my license in DC, Maryland, and Virginia. And here we are.
That's beautiful. Wait, yeah. I got a question about the 6:30 to 6:30 thing. So have you experienced different hours working in real estate, or how does it?
No, that's so crazy. No, they tell you like, you know, you can build your own schedule, but honestly, you have to work to build your own schedule. Like, I'll have clients that hit me up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I have clients that hit me up at midnight. But you know, one thing I've learned is that you definitely have to set your own hours and create boundaries for your business, because someone that's trying to buy a house, they will violate your time. Like, they don't care. But it's understandable because, like, buying a house is such a big thing. So I understand the anxiety and, like, the questions that my clients will have. But, guys, I got to sleep, too.
Nah, that's a fact. That's a fact. So if y'all ever see us on the phone or on these laptops or these tablets, don't think we're not in tune. We are, but we have clients, you know. Hopefully you guys will one day be our clients. And you'll get the same treatment. We are at your disposal at any time.
Yes,
Speaking of clients, here we go. But I am here.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like, they don't tell you, like, when you become an agent, how your life kind of changes. Like, there's so many different things you got to think of on top of, like, yourself and, like, your day-to-day. You got to think about your clients, if they haven't found a house they like, you got to think about, oh, you know what, does this person like this? Does this person like this? You always have to have your ears down on the market, seeing what's going on. And then you got to move quick. Like, one thing we realized during this summer, actually really during this entire pandemic, the housing market has boomed. Like, houses are not staying on the market. So, we had to be very vigilant for our clients to get them into the houses that they love. So, as we're talking about our journeys as being agents, Gio has not mentioned, but he's also a landlord and an investor. Are you not?
I mean, I am, but I don't know. The term landlord is you
don't have tenants?
I do.
Okay.
But I don't want to be the lord of the land. I want to be the homie that own the crib that you just pay the rent to.
Okay, so he the homie that owns a house.
Right.
And he get paid every month, all right?
Every month.
There we go.
Every month, and it got to be on time. I will call the people on you.
Have you ever had like
no? That's not even, I don't want to jinx it.
They have never, like, they've always paid on time?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
always,
a blessing. That is a blessing for real.
But outside of that, though, it is because, let's be honest, we are younger, right? A lot of people who do, rent houses, especially, at certain price points, they're older. So I do have the help of my dad. And honestly, I like to look at it as I help him.
That's awesome.
Because he really is the face of it, because, people put a little more respect behind your name or behind a person who's a little older, right? Mm-hmm. Especially even if they are your peers, right? Your peers may think like, oh, it's cool, he cool, we pay him later.
Oh yeah, they expect like a discount or something?
Yeah.
Like, we trying to get our coins. Like, we young, but we ain't stupid. We need our money.
Yeah, we got to pay these people over here, before we get paid. So I need mine on time. And my dad is the guy for that. Like, he's to the point. You don't got it, you got to go.
Yeah.
so yeah.
So I have a question. So since you've been an agent, wait, how old are you?
I'm 26.
Okay, and I'm 25, but since you're a younger agent, a lot of people get into real estate as like their second or third career, like in their 40s and 50s. Have you had issues with like older clients that have been apprehensive in working with you since you are younger?
Yeah.
Really?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. I have had that experience. Like once. Not really a lot. I take a different approach we take a different approach to our business. We are very professional, and we take pride in customer service first.
For sure.
Before anything else. So that has always worked in my favor. However, you do still have those little small outliers who can give you a problem sometimes. I think after they got their house with another agent who was closer to their age, they realized what the difference was.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm up after 9. I'm not trying to be funny and no disrespect to nobody. And when we say older agents, we aren't, trying to take any shots at anybody or anything like that. But, sometimes,
more seasoned agent,
Yeah.
I think being a younger agent, we're able to adapt more. I think especially during this pandemic, it's really spotlighted that because I was saying earlier how like even technology, like social media, a lot of older agents weren't using Facebook, they weren't using Instagram, they weren't doing like virtual consultations,
showings.
Even showings, like just being able to show homes like through FaceTime or Skype or something like that. It's been harder for them to adjust. And I feel like I'm not even saying being a younger agent, but like, let's say be a younger agent, it's easier for us to kind of go with the times, roll with the punches, and like adapt quicker than an older agent would. And to your point, just being more available, because you're right, a lot of older agents after 6 p.m. they're off the clock. And buying a house, you don't really get to clock out. Yeah. It's kind of like you're always
buying
on.
or selling. I mean, even trying to get a rental, like literally, like this is like the stock market that never closes. Yeah.
Especially in the DMV, like everybody wants to live here.
Right. Like everybody wants to live here and everybody here wants to move up. And when I say move up, they don't want to downsize, they want to upsize.
And they only downsize when they're like old.
Yeah.
Their kids are grown, they got a big house and don't want to live there no more. But
even that downsize is not really a downside. Right? It's just like the square footage gets smaller. but that price point don't change.
Right.
And that's another thing. Being young and working with people in certain price points, they kind of associate your age with how professional you are, your professionalism. And, I've had to prove a few people wrong on that. I've had a client leave me and go to a more experienced agent. And they had a negative experience and came right back. Right. I like to tell, prospective clients and just people, friends, family, whoever, it's not necessarily about how long they've been doing real estate, but what they've been doing while they are in real estate, right?
Which is very important, right? Like, have you been building your business? Like, when it comes to real estate, and I think both of us get the question like, oh, it must be so easy to be an agent. And it's like, it's not. Like, it really isn't, because it's not even just like opening a door and showing a house. Like, if this is something you really want to do as a career, like, you have to kind of determine what your level of service is going to be and then consistently produce that, because people talk and your reputation can definitely precede you. Like, in this business, referrals are everything. So if you did a good job, you're going to continue to get business. But if you didn't do a good job, it's like, I would, don't mess with them. And that's money that you're not getting in your pocket.
Even like when we talk about like money that you're not getting in your pocket, outside of the money in your pocket, like those clients that you decide to work with or not to work with really can, like you said, make a difference. Like that referral thing, whether it's a good or bad referral, matters, right? Like if you treat the person who bought the $250,000 house bad, why would they want to recommend somebody who could possibly buy $1 million house to you? Every client gets treated the same, and that standard and level of expectation needs to be high. And as far as building your business and scaling is concerned, I mean, it's really plain and simple, right? You got to do better this year than you did last year. You got to do better now than you did 5 minutes ago. Like Absolutely. It's a constant grind. And to be honest with you, I tell agents, whether they're quote unquote part-time or not, there's no such thing as a part-time agent.
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely
no
not.
such thing.
People are like, oh, what do you do for a living? I'm a realtor.
Period.
I'm a realtor. It's 24/7. Like, you don't turn it off. I feel like with any business, like if you don't work, you don't make any money. So you got to put the work that you put in is what you're going to get out. So if you're closing, 55 deals, you've been putting in the work. But if you close 1 or 2, obviously you could tell you haven't been putting in as much work as you could have done. I think that was probably one of my struggles when I first started as an agent, not realizing what the amount of work that would go into building a successful business, kind of why we decided to partner with each other, because I was like, you know what, 2 is definitely better than 1. And I think when we had met, we were doing about the same amount of business.
Damn near
and we were literally like failing forward, like, shit, I don't know what I'm doing. You know what you're doing? No.
like the image of a deer on ice, like trying to catch his footing, is definitely what's coming to mind.
Literally, that's how it was. And it was just like, okay, I'm working, I'm not closing no deals. Like, what is going on? And like, I think a lot of people have like this misconception when they get into real estate, like, okay, you know what? I have great people skills. I'm gonna get in here and I'm gonna sell 10 houses and I'm gonna make a lot of money. It's like, no, like,
first of all, if you think you're just gonna sell 10 houses and make a lot of money,
no.
we gotta work on your goals.
Right.
We gotta work on your goals. We gotta work on it.
It's more than that. It's definitely more than that. And just because I think, when you become an agent in the beginning, they tell you, okay, focus on like a home buyer because it's easier. But like, think about it. If you're working with a home buyer, you take them out, you meet them, you literally can spend time, be with that same client for a year before they purchase. Like, that's such a long time. And that's a lot of patience you have to have. Like, for me, I didn't just jump out and become an agent. Like, I did keep my job because, gotta stay. I needed a consistent paycheck. Like,
I kept my job too.
Because if we're being honest, like, I did not close my first deal until a year after I became an agent. Like, I had done rentals, but I hadn't. Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Wow.
I closed my first deal like a year later. Honestly, like my first deal closed, last year? And I was like, why did this take so long? And the thing is, my client, she was someone I had just met a month before. But I had clients that I had been working with for months and months and months. Right.
We got to tap in on that. The people who support you first are usually not in your immediate sphere of influence, right? It's usually those people you meet at bars. I know I met my first person at like Howard Homecoming.
Right. Mine was a referral. Like,
yeah, like, bro, I don't mean no harm, but the people you know aren't going to support you until they know that you are doing something.
Yep.
It don't matter. It could be your mother. She's not gonna support you. For real.
That might be a reach, but
bro, how's it a reach? Think about it.
Your mom ain't support you.
My mom's different. But think about it though. My mom wasn't looking to buy a house when I was first starting.
Facts.
But think about it. If your mom is a single mother like mine,
okay,
she has 3 kids.
Okay.
She is very frugal, and she's very stern.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's like involved in every aspect of everything in her life and her kids. Like, she don't play.
Right.
Do you think a person that fits that criteria is going to go with you, the new agent who's her child? Or do you think she's going to enlist the help of another agent?
Right.
Now, you may get a referral fee, or she may allow you to help and tap in.
Right.
But if this is your first deal,
she's going to be like,
your mother going to be like, ooh.
Just sit down real quick.
Or, you feel me?
Yeah.
Or she going to hit you with the, so you doing what? Okay,
right.
Oh, so you said, huh? Let me look at it. Right. And she don't know what's going on. Y'all both don't know.
And to be quite honest, sometimes working with family is not the best, because I feel like they don't value the work that you're trying to do as much as opposed to like a stranger, which is so disheartening, but it's whatever.
It depends on the family. My family's great. Love you guys. I mean, the working with a client for a year and they still may not have bought anything or found anything is a fact. I've had clients that I've worked with for 6-8 months and it just never happened. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, maybe they need to take a step back, regroup, think about what they want, what they're looking for, and, really, really think if buying a home is what they want. Because yes, we're realtors, and yes, we do want to encourage people to, build generational wealth through real estate, which is the number one way that most billionaires become millionaires.
Yeah.
But it's not for everybody, and that's fine. That's fine.
And that's really kind of like our job. Like, we're not here to sell you anything. Like, we're just here to hear your needs, and then like assess what's the best route to go to reach that goal. Like, we're not, especially us being a group, it's not just sell. Like, obviously, we want to make money, but like we care about you first as a person and what you have going on. Because some people, they buy a house and they may make good money, but like you may be house poor. And you don't want to do that?
No, you don't want to do that at all. Like, I mean, granted, our goal is to
what's from the expression?
Our goal is to help 100 families, right?
Yeah.
And that's something that you hear a lot of people say, 300 families, 200 families, 500 families. I'm not going to lie. I just want to help 100 people,
right? Whether
it's through a rental, whether it's through an investment property, whether it's through a listing, buying your first home, whatever, right? Like, helping the people is really what this is about. Yeah. Like, granted, the money can be great. And let's be honest, nobody gets into a job or a business without the goal of making money.
Absolutely.
But there should be a goal before that, right? There should be a reason behind why you're doing it. It shouldn't just be the money. Because if it's just the money and you think you're going to be a real estate agent and make money like that, take a step back.
Yup, take a step back.
Think about it. Regroup.
Calm down. Come to reality, because that is just not it.
I would say just go sell dope, but the feds might be watching.
No, don't do that. Do not do that. So speaking of goals, Gio, when you first got into real estate, like outside of selling homes, did you have another goal in mind?
Outside of selling, like say another goal.
Okay, so you're a landlord, you're a realtor. Do you want to be a realtor forever?
Right, you mean like different avenues to real estate? Okay. So in real estate, yes, I did have other goals. There, as you guys may or may not know, there are multiple different, avenues in real estate, different ways, different sectors, subsectors, X, Y, and Z. No, I don't want to be a realtor forever. I will keep my licenses forever. And I will continue to help whoever would like me to help them forever.
Yeah.
Forever. However, I do want to add other titles to my name, right?
Like what?
I would love to be a broker one day.
Really?
Yes.
So the Powerhouse Group can become Powerhouse Realty? Okay.
Just wait on it. Don't give them too much. Don't give them too much. Don't give them too much.
Okay.
You know, can't give them all of it.
Okay.
Too much sauce.
All right. One day.
Right. Outside of that, Powerhouse Construction Group.
Ooh. Okay.
You know, developments.
Okay. Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Not just, doing rehabs and renovations, but actually breaking ground. Building, putting something in that skyline.
Yeah,
that makes a difference.
That'd be dope.
Yeah, so I'm looking more like that.
Okay.
What about you though?
Ooh, well, one, quit my job. No, so I love real estate. Do I want to be a realtor forever? No, I do not. My end goal has always been to get into real estate development, not just flipping houses, but actually building things. Specifically for the less fortunate, and kind of housing them. Living in the DMV, it is not cheap to live here. So just building more affordable housing. And that was my main goal, getting into real estate, really getting into the development aspect of it. I do want rental properties, but as I'm getting into real estate, being a landlord is not easy. I don't even know if that's the route I really want to go. So yeah, I'm still trying to figure it out, but definitely taking the Powerhouse Group to the sky. Like I'm super excited that we did partner up. I feel like there's so much potential we can tap into.
Yeah.
And yeah, so actually let's talk about that. How do we even become a group?
The gram? The gram?
Definitely Instagram. I think I reached out first, and I don't even know why, but I was like,
yeah, I don't even think I had like a bunch of pictures of her or nothing like that at the time.
No, you still don't, but it's okay. Neither, maybe I do.
Be working on it. I'm working on it, okay? Yeah. I'm a work in progress. Don't judge me.
So definitely Instagram. I think, we met through Instagram and then we talked. I think we FaceTime one day and then we were just kind of talking about like our struggles as agents. And then we met up and then it was kind of like, we have the same goals. How about we just partner up and see where it goes? And
yeah,
that sounds
about right.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. That's pretty much it.
The good old days. Honestly, when you hit me up on the gram, I was like, bruh, I don't want to work with you. I don't know you. You ain't in my brokerage. Who you?
No, facts. Because we were not even at the same brokerage, like, at all.
Nothing. Like, never seen her in my life. Never. This ain't my mans and your mans. I don't know.
Yeah, we were not friends. We were not friends.
And I don't know if this is what you got when you first got into real estate, but when I first got into real estate, the older agents, some of the more seasoned agents, they were kind of like in competition with each other, right? Yeah. Then as time went on and, I kind of, started to navigate my way through the industry, I met other agents who were not in competition, but were allies, right? And once I met them and kind of got their perspective on things, it kind of made it much easier for me to accept her olive branch of friendship. Because at first I was like, all these realtors following me, they think they better than me. I'm better. I'm the best. Then it's like,
I was the opposite.
Nah, bro, they just cool. But it depends on like that culture of where you are, right?
Right.
Like there was one agent in my office, Greg, big bro. He was very cool, calm, and collected. He loved everybody. Another agent, the agent who actually got me back to looking into getting my license. Mm-hmm. James Archie, he's another agent that was very cool, calm, and collected. Like he loved everybody. He didn't care who you worked for, what it was. If y'all can make a deal happen, he was with you.
Yeah.
Then I looked at the other agents that was trying to help me. I was like, yeah, this ain't good help. I got it.
Yeah, mine was, I feel like I had the opposite experience. Like when I started following people on Instagram, it was kind of like intimidating to me because I was like, wow, all these agents, especially in the DMV, there's so many other agents, and seeing everybody with their success, I was like, okay, is there room for me? Even though I know people, but are people willing to work with me as opposed to working with someone who's been in the business for a long time, especially if we have mutual friends. So I found it very, very intimidating when I first started out. And I was like, I don't even want to follow these people because you know how it's a flaw, but you start seeing other people, you start comparing yourself to them like, oh, why am I not doing this? I should be doing this. And so I had to put that aside and really think about how different can I be and what I have to offer to the people that I love and people that I know and people that are referred to me. Because, they don't everybody's different. Like I offer a unique perspective to the home buying process as opposed to somebody else. So when it came to starting a group, it was like, I met Gio and I was like, you know what? I don't know what I'm doing, but it may be easier to leverage, somebody else who also doesn't really know what he's doing. We can figure it out together because we both knew different things and I've learned stuff from him and vice versa. So I was like, you know what? In 2021, let's just go for it. And I think with the both of us, we're super enthusiastic. We both have I think we complement each other really well.
Yeah.
I didn't think that was really tough. When it comes to being a partner,
facts.
Finding someone that you work well with.
Yeah.
I think we did good here.
Yeah. She's definitely more of the planner and the more artistic one. I'm the guy who can give you the ideas and I can give you what we should do.
Yeah.
How we get there, I really don't care. I just know we gotta get there.
And between the both of us, I think we're both talkers, but he's definitely the type to go out and just start a conversation with a stranger on the street. Me, I'm more hey, I gotta warm up to you before I just go out there. But I think, also us being a guy and girl, it's great because I feel like our clients can get the best of both worlds and they'll just get a different level of service working with the both of us, as opposed to just working with us individually. But
right.
Yeah.
Right. And as time goes on, we will also add other agents to our group. And have even more to offer. Again, that's more, my side.
We'll see. I would definitely be open to bringing on new agents.
Yeah.
But it's just different with different energies. As long as someone come with the same energy, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
There's wealth for everybody. What were you saying earlier about when you started off in real estate and help? Yeah. My experience when I started was terrible. It was so bad.
But didn't you start on a team though?
I did. Okay, so I was gonna say don't start on a team, but the team just wasn't for me.
Okay, so it was the energy thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I will say this: when I started off, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get on a team that's a top producing team, and I thought that they would offer mentorship and kind of just hold my hand through the entire process, but that was not the case. It was kind of you're an agent, you're on the team, but figure it out on your own. And that's another misconception. Do not think that if you get into real estate that it's just going to be somebody's going to hold your hand, because they're not. You're going to have to actually seek out the information and learn yourself, because at the end of the day, you're a business. You have to kind of learn. Your broker might offer trainings, but
yeah, I want to tap in on that too. You're a business,
right?
In every aspect, how you want your business to look is how you should look. How you want your business to sound is how you should sound.
Right.
What you want to portray through your business is what you should portray at all times. Like I said, I met my first client who actually bought something from me in a bar. In a bar.
Oh, okay. You be in the bars?
No, that's the thing. I was in there and I was being my authentic self. Yep. I wasn't being the guy who's always in the bars and talking and chatty. Be yourself. It's really important.
That is so true. Actually, my first rental client, I met him at Yard Fest. Literally, he asked me where his car was, and he was talking. He was like, "Oh yeah, I'm looking for a rental." And I was like, "Hey, I'm a realtor." And he was like, "Oh, for real?" And I'm like, "Yeah." That was my first ever rental.
Come on. My first sale, like I said, I was in the bar. We were eating or whatever, and everybody was being loud and talking. You know, it's homecoming or whatever. And I was talking to one person, like to the side, and my client just so happens to walk up, and she sits down next to the person I was talking to, and they were like, she was like, "What are you guys talking about?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, I was talking about real estate. I'm a realtor." Da da da. She was like, "Oh wow, that's crazy. I'm looking to buy a place now. I'm looking to get out of my apartment." I was like, "Well, you met your guy."
Let me help you.
Boom.
Yes.
What? A month or two later?
Under contract and close. That's what's up.
A month later under contract. 2
up.
months later closed.
How'd you feel when you closed?
The first time?
Yeah.
We balling. Went to Miami. Blew it. We balling. I had a job at that time. I was doing contracting for the government at the time.
Okay.
I had a job, so everything was straight. I got that closing check. I saw it was like 3 of my checks in one.
Oh,
I was like,
yes.
ooh, I could save and ball out. Where the trips at? Who the shoes? What we doing? I went up to one of my homies. I was like, bruh, you got money. I got money.
Now.
What we doing?
No, for real. Like when that first real estate check, it have you looking like, wait, people do this all the time? Like, money.
That
real money.
That's gonna mess you up. People think it's like, oh, once you get your license, you excited.
Nuh-uh.
Close that first deal.
Close that first deal. Because like think about it. When you close your first deal, like you didn't know everything, right?
I didn't know nothing. I had literally the dude Greg I was talking about, Greg, he literally walked me through the whole thing. I didn't know nothing.
Yeah.
Lost. By the time my second one came, I was like, what did I do the first time?
Right? Let's see what happened. I think my first deal, like my client, she was so on it, and she would be asking me questions I had no idea the answer to, and I was like, I hope that she doesn't know that this is my first deal, and then she like decided not to work with me, but everything worked out. Actually, the listing agent ended up helping me with a lot of stuff, and I was like, oh, this is kind of embarrassing, but at the end of the day, we need to make this deal happen.
My listing agent was fire. She didn't even make it seem like she was helping me with stuff. She was just so fire. I cannot remember her name, but up in Van Ness in DC, she know who she is. She was the best. Like she helped me with everything. Like everything. When I say everything, she was like
so much so like you really should have gotten more of this commission.
She was like, I was like, ooh, hey.
Yeah, I was really scared that my client was gonna know I didn't know everything, but at the same time, they tell you all the time, like in real estate, you don't know everything. Like every deal is different. Nope. And every deal is different. So it's like, once I accepted that and I was like, I don't know everything. And if I'm honest with my clients, most time they don't expect us to know everything. If they feel like we're honest and transparent, they're like, okay, whatever. As long as you can figure out the answer, I'm good with that.
It all goes back to being authentically you at all times. Don't put a front up. This is a very forward-facing business. It's a people-facing business. You need to be you.
Yeah.
And, some people may not like you. Some people do. I mean, I'm sure for every person that doesn't, there's someone that is. And there may be 2 people that like you for every one person that doesn't.
Right.
Just be authentically you and, present that and it'll happen for you. It'll take some time. Real estate isn't a get-rich-quick scheme at all, especially from the agent perspective. I don't necessarily, knock anybody for how fast or how slow they come up. I mean, $1 million is always on time. So, all that. Oh, I sold 27 in the first year. I sold 2. And what? No, I sold 2.5. But, and what?
Right.
I sold 2.5. You sold 12. Only thing that means is you put more effort and work into it, and I gotta go harder.
Yeah.
It don't mean you know more. It don't mean nothing other than you may have outworked me this time, or you may have got lucky.
But now it's 2 of us, and we working.
And I'm going hard. You know what I'm saying?
Me too.
I know you're going hard.
Me too.
But I'm going hard. You know what I'm saying? I'm stepping on necks out here.
Like we said, 100 people this year we're trying to help.
Do you know I gotta have 114,000 conversations this year just to close 50?
114,000.
114,000.
That's crazy, guys.
Hopefully this counts.
We got this. Right. All of y'all that are gonna watch this, all of y'all could be our clients. We would love to help you.
I don't care if you want to rent, buy,
sell, invest,
build.
Oh yeah. Definitely build. I like those.
Those are the best.
I like those.
I like every aspect of that's a good. What's your favorite part of real estate?
There's so many.
Besides the closing and the commission.
Okay. Actually, no. My favorite part of real estate outside of helping people is going into the houses. Because you know what's so cool? I didn't realize how different people decorate their homes. I think that is so dope. Like especially like the newer houses that are being built, everything looks the same on the outside, but it's like the personality that you see in somebody's home when they decorate and, they buy furniture and all that has been my favorite. And I love just seeing like how builders build and all that. Yeah, and I didn't realize like how many homes and communities were in the DMV. Like a lot of people live here. And there's so many different pockets of homes. It's like, oh, there were more houses back here?
And they're growing. It's growing consistently. It's not slowing down.
Right.
Yeah.
What is your favorite part about real estate?
The people.
And they're interesting.
I love it. I love working with the people. Like I love answering their questions. I love hearing what they have to ask. Like some of that stuff is great. Like I even love when like your clients bring somebody along for a showing or along for the process and they have nothing to do with the process, but they know everything and they never bought a house and they still live with their mom. That's my favorite part.
Shady,
oh my God.
Shady.
It's not shady. No, real life. It's my favorite. Right. It's my favorite because I now have the opportunity to do 2 jobs at once, right? My first job is to get this client closed and to get them the right information because that information that they're getting from that person they brought along, wrong.
Right.
Second job is to educate the second person and make them a new client. That's a 2-for-1 special. There's nothing better than that.
That's good.
A lot of people look at it the wrong way because I did for a few minutes.
Yeah.
At first I was like, hey dog, you bought a house in 1979. I don't care about nothing you talking about.
Yeah.
The Fair Housing Act ain't even the same, bro. What are you saying? The government don't even do the same thing no more. But now it's just like, okay, well, instead of, getting in my feelings or thinking that they're trying to, insult me, how about I take it from the perspective of this could be a possible client.
Yeah. Just an educational opportunity.
Exactly.
So what is one thing you did not know about the home buying process before you became a realtor?
I think the small nuances that can cancel a deal. Like I said, my stepmother has been a realtor for like 15 years. So I was kind of familiar with certain parts and aspects. Like, for example, knowing that people needed to have credit to buy a house. Some people don't know that.
Did you have credit?
I did.
Okay.
I had just like when I say just got a credit card, I didn't get my first credit card till like I graduated college.
Wow.
Didn't have no credit at all. None.
But no credit is better than bad credit because at least you can build it up.
Yeah, you definitely can start from like 0 rather than starting from 415.
Yeah.
Because boy, it sounds like it's easier to get to 800 from 415, but
it's not.
Man, some of my credit repair clients been in credit repair for like a year trying to get from a 400 to a 600 at least. Like it takes a minute, but yeah, people knowing that they need credit. What else? I mean, I can't.
Oh, so you just knew everything?
I didn't know everything. Okay. I didn't know everything. Like, I knew, like, the basics, though, right? Like, I knew that I had to show people houses. I knew that once they found one that they liked, I had to write a contract. Mm-hmm. I knew that once I wrote that contract, I had to wait for an answer.
Okay.
Good or bad.
Yeah.
I knew that before I wrote that contract, or before I showed them a house, they needed to have a pre-approval for a mortgage. Mm-hmm. But the stuff that I didn't know was more like back end stuff, like I said, like where that credit makes a difference, right? Okay. Because credit is it's an ever-changing thing, right? Like you want to make sure your credit score is good at all times, but specifically for the home buying process, you want to make sure it's good from that pre-approval to that closing table. Yep. What you do after or before that ain't my business unless you want it to be. I'm saying, like, you need to, like, a buyer has to be very, very disciplined for those 60, 90, 120 days.
Don't buy a car.
Don't go shopping on your credit card.
Don't get a new credit card.
Don't open no account with nobody.
Just don't do nothing.
Don't change your job.
Don't do anything. Oh yes, that's a big one. Don't do anything. Unless you're making more money. Like, does it matter?
Don't change.
All right, don't do nothing. Don't do anything.
If you change your job and they got to try to reapprove you.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
You have to have, 30 days worth of pay stubs?
Yeah.
You don't have that with your new job.
Facts.
Stay calm.
Just don't do anything, guys.
Stay calm.
Like, just tell your employer, like, can we just wait? Like, thank you for the promotion. Can we just give me like 30 days?
No, a promotion is fine, but if you switch companies, that's the issue. Like, the promotion is an interagency thing. But like, say I went from working at Microsoft to working at Apple.
But that's within the same field, though.
The field don't matter. It's who cutting that check.
Okay. So yeah,
who cutting that check.
Be on the same. Just don't do anything.
Who cutting that check?
Don't do anything from pre-approval to close. Just don't do anything.
I had my last deal, something like that.
Oh, also you can't even move money in large sums. Like, do not move money.
Like literally, you have to. And a peace be still. Peace be still. I'm gonna tell you that now. Hey, if that's it, it's. Looking at it, it sounds harder than it really is.
Yeah.
But it's not that hard. Like, think about it. Most people who get job offers, they have a 30-day notice, 15-day notice. Most people who want to buy cars, in some cases, they'll let you know. I did have a client who went out and bought a car. Literally in the middle of a deal. I was so hurt. And when she told me she did it, I was like, what was wrong with your old car? I thought maybe her car blew up. She was like, I gave it to my son.
Your son couldn't wait? Okay.
Bro, her son was 17.
Oh, he could have waited.
He didn't have a license yet.
Wait.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, there's a lot of stuff. I can't wait to really tap into these episodes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that we going to tap on or touch on. And boy.
I agree.
Boy.
I'm excited because I feel like I'm going to learn more. Like I said, I don't know everything about real estate. I know a good amount, but because there's so many different avenues you can get into real estate, it's like, oh, wow, I didn't even know you could do that. So I'm excited.
Yeah. For example, the other day I learned that there's a such thing as a model home investor.
What?
Yeah, I had no idea what that was. So, in a new construction, they have the models that people go see and walk around and all that. So there's a group of people or there's a person who goes around and buys those models before they are completely sold out in that neighborhood.
You know what I always thought about that?
And they rent them back to the...
Oh, that's smart.
Because
I always thought about that when I would go to like the new construction offices and stuff, and it would be like, oh yeah, our models are sold, and I'm like, who waits that long for all the houses in the community to be sold before they move into their house?
And it could be good, like if me and you one day say, hey, we want to buy a model, it could be a good thing, because say that neighborhood is only 20% sold, it could take a neighborhood 2, 3, 4 years to be completely sold out, and so but they want to move out of that model.
Yep.
So while they're renting back, you can pretty much charge them at will, per se. Like, of course, it's going to be close to market, but it's definitely be higher than market because you're waiting. You can charge them a premium. So if your mortgage is, let's say, $2,000, you can charge them $3,000. You get $1,000 profit every month.
And our equity is going up.
Every house that's sold bumps your equity up.
We got to be model home investors. Maybe we can add that.
Yeah.
That's a
you
great
guys
idea.
Gotta buy some houses so we
can y'all buy some houses, please?
Please.
So one other question that we get a lot since we became realtors is, how do you become a realtor? And like, and what kind of tips do you offer? Because like people are like, oh, I'm just gonna be a realtor. Yeah, it ain't for everybody. I would say that. No, don't say that.
Don't do it.
No, you can do it. But there's just certain things you got to know before you do it.
Okay. Listen to her if you want to.
Well, some tips I have is if you're going to do it, make sure that you have... Well, don't go quit your job.
Number one.
Do not quit your job. Especially if it's good paying. Like, don't quit your job.
Unless your job don't pay you anyway.
Yeah.
You might as well just quit. You just sitting there, just wasting your time at that point.
Do not quit your job. Just because... Another like thing they don't tell you is that these commission checks, if you're not doing business at a high level, even if you are doing business on a high level, your commission checks are not going to be consistent, as you're not getting paid every 2 weeks unless you're closing every single week.
I mean, even then though.
Right.
Like,
it could be pushed back.
It could be pushed back.
Right.
Like, I had a deal pushed back like 15 days before.
Sure did.
So if you was looking forward to getting that check, nah, bruh.
Yo, I had a
late.
deal. Literally, I went to closing. I thought we were going to close that day. I thought I was going to get a check. Literally at closing, they were like, we can't close today. Imagine if I didn't have a job and I was waiting for that check. Luckily, we're closing next week, but that was 2 months ago. So.
However, though, when we look at certain things, right? We're not saying that it's impossible for you to just be an agent. There are things that go along with being an agent. Like the first thing that I would tell anybody, learn what a pipeline is. Learn what a sphere of influence is.
Yeah.
Learn how to leverage your sphere of influence in your pipeline. Use those two as at your advantage. I'm not going to give you all the answers. I'm going to just tell you what will work because it's starting to work for me, right?
And I would say be comfortable being uncomfortable, because I feel like in doing this, we've definitely had to do a lot of things we're not used to. For me, I like living a low-key life. I don't like posting on social media. I just like living my life. So when I became an agent, it was like, okay, if you're trying to build a business, you got to put yourself out there. Like, even if, like, I think even before a pandemic, like, if you want to build a business, like, this business is about relationships, like, and who you know. If you don't know anybody or you don't talk to anybody, you're not going to make any money. Like, clients are not just going to fall into your lap. So I think just having that in mind is very important. Also, learn systems. Learn systems, because I feel like when you come in, everybody has these ideas. Actually, I made this mistake when I first started. I was like, oh, I'm going to come in, I'm going to do my own thing. And real estate is not hard. Like, the concept of it is pretty simple, but actually doing the work is the hard part, and being consistent with it, because like he was saying, we have to have 114,000 conversations in order to make our 100 closings, right? 100 unit closings. That's a lot of conversations to have. That's what, 10% of our conversations? Pretty much.
Something like
yeah. That's a lot. And so just keeping that in mind, you got to be consistent. What else? Don't quit your job. Have some money in some reserves, because being an agent is, you do got to put some money up front. They may not tell you that. What else?
Have money to put up.
Yeah.
Up front.
That.
I know you said it, but I need to reiterate it. I heard you say it, but we need to reiterate it. I heard you.
Some money.
You have to.
You need to. Well, what do you got to pay for? You got to pay for.
I'm stressing thinking about it.
The class itself.
That don't teach you shit.
Actually, he's not wrong.
It doesn't teach you how to be an agent. It teaches you how to follow the rules, and it teaches you, like, I guess I can't even say that. What does it teach you? I don't even know.
What does it?
If you have a good teacher, I had a great teacher. Miss Janet was great.
Oh, you didn't do yours online?
No.
Oh, I did mine online.
See, that's the thing. I'm not a great online learner.
Oh, I love it.
Like, be doing other stuff,
but even still, like, they didn't teach you how to write a contract. Honestly, when I finished,
didn't see the contract until I was ready to put one in.
Right, I didn't even see a contract. What does it teach you? I don't know, but you got to do it. So
pretty much,
you have to do it.
Teach you that you got to pass that test to get this license.
Right. So the good thing about the DMV is that your license is reciprocal. So, like, I got my first license in Maryland, and then I was able to get my DC and Maryland license with. I don't think I had to do much. I had to take a test, but I think the test was only like
for
20 questions. Yeah.
It was 30 questions.
It was like 30 questions.
You just had to study for it. You didn't have to take any additional.
Yeah, and I just took mine back to back because I did not want to go back and study that material.
Right.
But you got to pay for your classes. You have to pay for your license. You got to pay to take the test. And if you fail the test, you got to pay for it again.
You got to pay your broker's fees.
Oh, yes. Your broker's fees. You got to pay your dues.
The broker fees and dues are two different things.
Y'all, I didn't know about dues. I didn't know nothing about dues.
Bro, when they said dues, I thought they meant like putting work in. I was like, yeah, I'm ready to pay my dues. They was like, well, where's your card? I was like,
what?
Oh.
Wait, there's more money that got to come out? Oh, no. And you got to pay your dues, they're yearly, right? You got to pay your yearly dues.
Brokerage you
right? And then you got to pay your... No, I'm talking about your
Oh, no, don't, that's a separate set of dues. Okay.
All right, so we got 2 dues.
Damn.
You got to pay your broker dues and your
Realtor association dues.
Association dues.
Yeah.
So don't quit your job because you still gonna need money.
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. If you, it's really like starting a business. Like when I said earlier, you're becoming a business or you're a business. You are like, you gotta have the funds to invest. Like it's not a game. It's not a joke. Like if you don't have these funds, like say you got 1% of them, like you got a little of it, but you ain't got all of it. They're gonna be like, we'll come back when you get the rest. Like you can take that class if you want and wait and be like, oh, I'm gonna take this test in 2 months when I get the money. Okay, cool. A lot of that knowledge ain't gonna be there no more.
It will not.
Because I'm not trying to be funny, but a lot of that shit was not useful.
I didn't use it. That's what I'm saying. I can't even think about like what I actually used that I use on a day-to-day. Like what's an easement?
I used the one about ground rent. I mean, the rest of it, I can't even tell you what we talked about.
That's what I'm saying. Another tip, always be learning. Because real estate is changing all the time, I would say if you're a broker, well, that's another thing we can talk about. Picking a broker. That is so important. But if you have a good broker, they usually offer trainings. I would say if you're a new agent, always be in the trainings, always be learning. Even if you're a seasoned agent, always be learning.
Never stop learning.
Never stop.
Because if you stop learning, then you're gonna stop growing.
Right. But picking a broker, that's really important. How'd you pick your broker?
I picked my broker through recommendation through Greg.
Okay.
And it was a great choice. My first broker was great. My first few deals were amazing because of them. They literally held my hand. I could call my broker at any time of night, any time of day.
Nice. Yeah, my first broker, I got there because I was on a team. I ended up staying with the same broker. Is it technically the same broker?
No, it's the same company.
Same company, different broker. Yes, which I love. I love my brokerage right now. I brought Gio over.
Yes. You know, sometimes, you got to make the move for the betterment of the team. But I love my previous brokers, though. Like, literally, like, felt like family. Still call, talk to them, all that stuff.
That's good. And like I said, it's a relationship business. So, I mean, most times you're going to interact with those same agents. So it's good to have a great relationship, no bad blood.
Yeah. But, I feel like it has been a great first episode.
I think so, too.
Let us know what you think, guys.
Yes. We have so much more exciting content planned for you guys.
And as the time, goes on and we do this more and more, it'll get better.
I think we're pretty great. But, yeah, what he said.
If you don't believe in yourself, who will?
I think we're done, right?
Yeah.
Cool.